Hello and welcome to Newsmax TV. I'm John Bachman. Joining us now from Washington, D.C. is Congressman Tim Walberg. Congressman Walberg serves on the House Oversight Committee. He also represents Michigan's 7th District. It's great to talk to you, sir.
Good to talk with you.
All right, I want to get to the vote on the No Cylinders Act in just a second, but first, we recently learned that a very important hearing regarding the Fast and Furious gun walking case has been pushed back. Your committee was expected to hear from Justice Department Inspector General Michael Horowitz this week about the case. Now that won't happen because apparently Horowitz wasn't ready to talk to the Oversight Committee. Do you think that Horowitz and the DOJ are still stalling?
I wouldn't say that the Inspector General is stalling. In meeting with him, I think he's, at least from what I can tell, and until proven otherwise, I'm going to accept the face value that he's there to do the job that we normally expect from the Inspector General's office, and that's to get to the bottom of the issue. Some of the leaked information we've heard already seems that he has done that, and so we'll give him the ability to get his testimony all together in order, and we look forward to, I believe, next week having him in front of the committee. Now, if it continues to be put off, I'm not sure that Chairman Issa will accept that, and I don't think the committee will. But I believe that it's a good faith effort to make sure that when he's in front of us, that there's the ability to give us all that we need.
What is some of the most vital information that you hope to learn from the Inspector General once he does eventually testify before the Oversight Committee?
What we want to learn, what we've been asking for all along from the Attorney General, who's refused to be helpful to us and held us in contempt, as it were. We want to find out who were the top-level administrators that authorized or were involved with or had significant knowledge or any knowledge about Fast and Furious. The ones who ultimately carried the day and saying, regardless of what ATF agents in the field are telling us, that this isn't going to work, this is going to end up with some serious injury, if not death, to Border Patrol agents or other agents of the law, why they were disregarded. We want to know that. We want to know how far it went up, and if indeed Attorney General Holter knew about it, we want to know that. If he didn't, we want to know why, and then ultimately, now that he knows, what he's going to do to make sure that this will never happen again because of the significant response to it, punishment, and otherwise.
In other words, specifically, the American people should know just how far up the ladder at the Department of Justice this gun-walking scandal went.
Absolutely. They have vested in us, members of the U.S. House, as their representatives, the responsibility for oversight of all programs and agencies of the government. That is our responsibility. That's constitutional. That's not just something we've attempted to take on ourselves. And so when we have the highest law enforcement officer in the land refusing to enable us to do what we are constitutionally mandated to do and standing in the way of that over a lengthy period of time, especially when it's highlighted by the fact that a honorable veteran, honorable Border Patrol agent, and in my case also a homegrown Michigander, lost his life at the hands of criminals who used guns that were walked by our government and were not even followed for whatever purpose that was done. And I made a conjecture to the Attorney General that his unwillingness to answer our questions and give us information that's needed gave credence to the fact of many people believing that this was done to try to discredit our Second Amendment liberties. He was offended by that, and I'm not offended that he was offended by that. I'm just shocked that he would be offended because that is a concern we ought to address as well. So hopefully we will see why the Attorney General has held off for so long, and we'll get to the bottom of it. We can take action.
And one more question for you on Fast and Furious. I read a report yesterday that some of these weapons apparently have made it all the way down to Colombia. I don't know if you've heard this or not, but if you have heard about this, I wanted to get your reaction.
We've heard that. It's not inconceivable. When these guns were walked, over 2,000 guns, you just have to believe, whether you're inside the loop of intelligence gathering or not, you just have to believe that they're going to go where they need to go to the to the ones in charge and the ones vested with doing the dirty work that we're trying to stop. And I think that gives further reason for us to get to the bottom of this and make sure it never happens again.
All right. Also, the House is expected to vote on the No Cylinders Act. This bill seeks to end a government loan program guarantee, which allowed for projects like the failed solar panel manufacturer Solyndra, I should say. Are there examples of this government loan guarantee being successful at all?
I have not seen any yet of any significant nature. I mean, we have further examples of failures, such as Beacon Power, Abound Solar, under the same program, Title 17 plan, and again, very clearly, a situation of crony capitalism, of loan guarantees given out to entities that caused some in the administration to suggest that there had better be more homework done to find out if these organizations were feasible and if they could be successful. In Solyndra's case, there were plenty, as we understand it, there were plenty voices saying to the administration, Solyndra is shaky at best, and to give them this, to rush this loan guarantee of almost, well, over $500 million that could be in jeopardy, and the taxpayers will be left holding the bill. It is not advised.
Now, since this bill is unlikely to pass in the Senate, some people have been criticizing it, saying it's just an opportunity for Republicans to keep Solyndra out there in the headlines. Also, some people have said it's more or less a swan song for Congressman Cliff Stearns, who lost in his primary battle. What's your take on those criticisms?
Well, neither of those are agenda items on my book. I want to do it because this is a responsibility I've been given as part of the Oversight and Government Reform Committee. I cannot control the Senate. I can't control their activities. I can't make them a functioning body that, at this point in time, many of us consider them the Department of Constipation. We're pumping it in, but it's not coming out. All areas. And so if they're not willing to deal with this abuse of taxpayers' dollars, I can't help that. But I certainly can do what I'm responsible with doing as a member of the U.S. House and with a committee chairman like Darrell Issa, who has been known before this and now during this term as a chairman of the committee, as one who wants to get to the bottom of anything that abuses taxpayers' dollars or trust. And this is one of those things. And we have been stonewalled in getting information on this. We've done our due diligence, and it's time to continue the process and not just stop because it's campaign time.
Well, the bill is still in committee. When do we expect to get a full vote from the House on the House floor?
Well, I think when it comes out of committee, and that's our opportunity for this coming week to accomplish that.
All right, very good. Congressman Tim Walberg, thanks so much for being with us today here at Newsmax.
Good to be with you.